Good morning, good afternoon, good day, and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday podcast with Dr. Mary Seegers. And today is Wednesday, March the 9th, 2022. And as many of you know, the month of March is the Women's International History Month. So I want to celebrate my sister. I'm so glad to belong to a great sisterhood. And I posted on social media, I am because you are, because we need one another. And I have a lovely guest. I'm so honored to have one of the amazing authors from the #1 bestseller, Unlock Your Hidden Treasure. It's Time to Shine, none other than Peggy Evans. Welcome, Peggy. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Mary. Thanks for the invitation today.
I'm glad you said yes.
I am too.
I
It was
know.
with a little intrepidation, but I'm glad I did too.
You know, you heard the song say you don't know my story. And it's true. Unless you record your story and speak your truth, people don't know what you've gone through and what you've come through to shine. And so I want to share with the audience a little more about this phenomenal woman, Peggy Evans. Peggy, first of all, she is a mother and a grandmother to the two people who are her greatest source of inspiration. That's a mother's love for you. I appreciate that. By profession, she's the owner of the Remy Group LLC Real Estate and also 1K Solution LLC, a small business consultant and a financial resources. I'm that not notary LLC. So if you need something notarized, she's the person for you. Also, she's a mobile notary services and marketing entrepreneur. She is currently pursuing her business management degree and on a journey to reinventing herself during the season of her life. She's also a poet and a writer, and being invited to participate in this anthology, Unlock Your Hidden Treasure, It's Time to Shine, has inspired her to complete her personal projects that have been lying dormant for about the past 15 years. So I'm so glad you're shining now, Peggy.
Thank
She has a
you.
heart for feeding the homeless community and finding it fulfilling to go out monthly to connect with them and provide a hot meal. What an honor. And she's on a journey to self-love and pursuing her passion for traveling the world. Life is happening and she's trusting God in every pursuit. So with that, I want to officially welcome you and thank you for saying yes to speaking your truth.
Thank you.
Well, let's get right into it. I want you to grab your coffee. Maybe you have tea, orange juice, or water, and join in on this conversation. You don't want to miss it because she's going to really share us with some wisdom nuggets as we have this conversation. So, Peggy, tell us the name of your book, your chapter, and what do you want readers to take away from after reading your phenomenal chapter?
Thank you for that, Mary. My chapter is entitled "Life is Happening. I See You, God," and that for me, that is no truer statement because as long as you're living, life is happening, and God is always in the midst. And what I thought about the most as I was kind of thinking about what what I'm gonna say is, I thought about the story of Job. Even with everything that he went through, God was right there.
Yeah.
Right there with him. So we always have a tendency of saying, this happened to me or that happened to me. And we have to remember that life is not only happening to us, but life is happening for us as well. And God is always in the midst of that. And what I want the readers to glean from my chapter is to never give up on you, because you can always change the narrative of whatever circumstances or situations that you're in. Because I did the same thing. You, as the author of your chapter or the author of your life, you have the power to change the narrative, to rewrite the script. And that's what I encourage you to do. When you're going through something, don't look at it for what is not, don't look at it for just what it is face value. Make a decision, make a conscious decision to change the narrative and find something that little hope in it, because there's always hope at the end of that tunnel.
Wow, how powerful. Especially when we're in the pandemic, people just kind of gave up hope, but you can still strive through all of that, right?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I went through there was the book, that chapter doesn't even touch on all of the things that I went through during 2020. And
Yeah.
I just remember, going through my seasons of, anxiety, depression, whatever. And I also remember that I stayed prayed up, and I just remember getting up in the morning and doing my reflections,
Mm,
and God would, tell me certain things to do. And I remember one morning doing my reflection,
yeah.
he said, feed the homeless. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm not working. I got this going on, and I got that. And you want me to go out and feed the homeless? And it was the best thing that I could have done, was to just get out there and connect with those people, because what it did is reminded me that what you're going through is nothing. It's
Wow.
nothing compared to what some other people are going through. And sometimes it took me to do that. And I've continued to feed them, every month, since then.
So it's like forgetting about ourselves, our problems, and focusing on someone else, and
Mhm.
God's going to take care of you by doing that. Isn't that awesome?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That is so powerful, so
Mhm.
powerful. Listen, let me ask you this. Why is it so important to share with others why they need to shine and unlock their hidden treasure? And I'm when I talk about hidden treasure, I'm talking about their gift, their purpose, their assignment, however you want to identify that hidden treasure.
Mhm. Well, throughout this process, Mary, from the time in October
Yeah.
when you called us together, and I said yes, I went through this emotional roller coaster. I mean, it was like I went from yes, I'm going to do it, to no, I'm not. I don't have any. What am I going to say?
Right.
Um, don't nobody want to hear my story. You go through that self doubt, you go through that imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
and what I've learned, the importance is owning your story and being authentic to you, and saying, this is me, take me or leave me, this is my story, and this is me.
Right.
So I want, the importance for me is to continue to shine, is because what I've realized throughout this journey,
Mhm.
is that just sharing my story, or people understanding this, and some people were thinking, like, I went through this,
Right.
and I don't know how you went through this and this. And I
Right.
was thinking, like, I don't know how you would have overcome that one thing, and I'm dealing with a plethora of things.
Right.
So the importance of giving your permission to shine in your with whatever you have to do
Yeah.
is letting the world. God gave everybody a gift.
Yeah.
God gave
Yeah.
everybody a gift, and you are the only one who can fulfill that gift. And he may have given you one gift, and me the same gift, but you can't do it like I do it.
That's right.
You can't do it the way that I do it.
Mhm.
So give yourself permission to continue to shine no matter what. When you go through something, I remember Les Brown says, when you fall, try to fall on your ground, on your back, so when you're looking up, because if you can see up, you can get up. So you know so just make
So
sure
true.
that no matter what's going on in your life, you don't allow that to stop you from shining, because everybody has that sizzle and that shine in them, because God gave it to us.
Yes. And I see you shining bright like a diamond. I just love it. I love your smile. It's contagious. And I'm around you
Thank
for
you.
2 seconds. I got to smile. So it's really shining through. And I thank you for that.
Mhm.
Since this last 2 years with the pandemic, COVID-19, we saw a lot of loss and a lot of death. So the last year up to now that you've gone through, what will you tell your younger self at the age of, let's go with 21. We think we're grown at
Okay.
21. What will you say to your 21-year-old self about how to unlock that hidden treasure and how to continue to shine and to step into your own, to step into your purpose? What would you tell your 21-year-old self?
Um, I started working, and I was in the banking industry at 19,
Mm.
right after high school. I started in corporate America, what we consider.
Right.
And what I want to say, and I've always worked hard, I always went over and above, or delved right into what I was doing.
Mhm,
And what I would tell myself is that, Peggy, it's okay to work hard, but
mhm.
make sure that you're simultaneously working on those things that you want to do. Because what I realized, even in this last 24 years of the last, career that I was in, is that I put everything that I wanted to do on hold. And not intentionally, it's just consciously I did it because I was working. And so making sure that, while I'm building somebody else's dream, that I'm building my own dream as well, and making sure that you're simultaneously working on creating the legacy that you want for you, because the dreams that you have, are there for you, and you can't take them to the grave. I think it was Les Brown that said, the graveyard is the most richest place, because that's where all of the dreams are buried. People who had dreams, who never had the confidence or the courage to pursue their dreams. They were afraid of failing, or afraid, or considered themselves and not having the resource to do it. So do it, no matter what. And while you're working, because that's what we have to do, while you're working, make sure that you're simultaneously working on pursuing those things, those dreams and aspirations that you have for yourself.
Wow, that is so powerful, because you work hard, but you got to also enjoy life, play hard, if you will. And as you're working towards your dreams and your goals to come a reality. And that's powerful. We could just get that in our head, right?
It took me 24 years to get that there, and it's sad, but it did. It took me 24 years to get there. I worked hard. I worked long hours. And I just, I would always, make an excuse. I can do it later. I don't have time. So make sure that you're doing that. And fortunately, it's a lot of, our younger adults these days, that's what they're doing.
Yes.
They're creating their businesses. They're stepping out. They're being bold. They're taking risks. And, and I wish I had thought to do that, to take risks. And go out there and fail fast and get back up and keep moving.
There you
keep
go.
moving.
But there again, it's never too late, because you're doing it now. And
It's never too late.
I think of the title of our #1 book, and I want to share with the audience that we're going to have a live book launch on March the 24th. As we get closer to the end, I'll have some information about that. But I want to think about the book, Unlock Your Hidden Treasure. It's Time to Shine. And when I think about It's Time to Shine, I think about a lighthouse. And it stands there. It doesn't ask permission to do what it does. It shines bright. And sometimes the brightness can be almost blinding, but it doesn't stop, because people said, I can't see, but that's what it does. And how much more important if a lighthouse knows its purpose and fulfilling it without apology and without permission, how much more should we, God's given creatures, to be able to walk in that same lightness. And how can you share a little bit about that, how important it is to continue, even if people say, oh girl, you can't do that, how do you continue just to, and not be boastful about it, but just walk in your anointing, walk in your purpose, walk in your passion, and then allow others to give them permission? You can do it as well, because no one can do what you do like you do.
That's correct. That is so true. What I would say is be authentic to you. Be authentically you every single day, and don't be afraid to shine, even in your darkest moments. Even when you're going through something, don't be afraid to shine, because we have to remember that everything that God created was good.
Yes.
Everything that he created was good, and that's including you.
Yeah.
Even in your darkest moments, you don't need to ask for permission. Is it my turn to shine? Or, just shine. Be authentic to you. Give yourself permission to experience whatever it is that God has poured in you. Give yourself that permission to do it. You don't have to ask for anyone's permission. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, and show up for you every day. Show up for you every day, but just be authentic. Be your authentic self every day, and show up for you every day.
Wow. That should be a book, Peggy. I know. But it's true. It's so, and don't apologize for being yourself. God made you just like that. So let me ask you this: what kind of encouraging words can you give to the audience or someone who is dimming their light because like, perhaps insecurity or self-doubt or lack of confidence? What kind of encouraging words can you give them um, to let their light
Uh,
shine?
you know, I'm going to repeat this again because everything that God created was good.
Yeah.
So even when you're going through something, even when you're experiencing self-doubt, imposter syndrome, no matter what you're going through, know that there's some good in you. You know that God gave you what all of the tools that you need, and He's not going to put anything more on us that we can bear. But know that keep pushing forward, even in the midst of self-doubt, fear, failure. Because when I went through that, I went through every emotion that you can think of. It's in 2020. And what it did for me is it started me, I started a walking journey. So make sure that self-care is the best care, taking care of you, and that you're just pushing through, not giving up on yourself, not giving up on yourself, and taking care of you first. So I can't express that enough.
Yeah.
Don't dim your light. Don't allow your circumstances or your situations to dim your light. No matter what you're going through, give it the attention that you need. That self-doubt is like a kid patting on your leg. Mama, mama, mama. Acknowledge it. Give it the attention that it needs, but do not reside there. Move on, move on.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. So I know everyone would like to get that book and your autograph copy. How can people reach out to you and connect with you so they can get that #1 bestseller book and you'll autograph it for them? So you mind sharing your information, how they can reach out to you, Peggy?
They can go to Peggy's Time to Shine .now.site, or you can go to IamPeggyEvans.com and get the book, and then I will get out an autograph copy to you.
All right. And before we leave, I just want to share the wonderful news about, are you excited about our upcoming, can you see that, everyone? Ooh.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. The live book signing.
Yes, yes, yes. And this is going to be March the 24th on Thursday from 5:30 to 8:30. It's an elegant night with the authors. So I want all of you that can reach out to Peggy. Can they also get the tickets or reserve their spot through you as well, Peggy, on this?
They can get the tickets from me if they reach out to me on IamPeggyEvans.com or Peggy's Time to Shine. They can reserve their tickets there as well.
Awesome. Awesome. We are so excited about that. I can't wait. It's right around the corner, so don't delay. You want to be there or be square. And again, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, Peggy, for sharing sharing your story and speaking your truth. So be sure to reach out to Peggy and get this #1 bestseller. You don't want to miss out on this one. And so you have any parting words that you want to leave with the audience? I can turn it over to you at this time.
The only thing that I want to say is life is happening every day for all of us. Every day for all of us. Keep shining and know that God is in the midst. He's right there with you. So don't give up. Don't give up on you. Yeah. Don't give up on you. Life is happening, and it's going to continue to happen as long as you're living.
That's right.
God is going to be there with you at all times.
Thank you, Peggy. Bye for now. We'll see you next week. Be blessed.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.